Hi, this is Sally, and welcome to Heart of a Soul. Of course, I want to start all my videos by thanking everybody that's liking, sharing, and subscribing. I really appreciate the love and support. So, to jump right into it, I have to admit, these last 2 weeks were so fucking difficult for me, and especially this last weekend, it really knocked me on my ass. um, but So I stayed in bed for the last 2 days and just had to really rest. And I felt so guilty. I was like, I have work to do. I got, places to go. But I really needed to just stop and rest. And I think that, I was going hard for the last 2 months trying to study and take care of my kids and take care of myself. And I was overexerting myself, and I had to convince myself that I gave myself a really good start and that it's okay. It's okay to stop and rest. And I'm glad I did because it gave me a chance to stop and reevaluate what I was doing. And it might have been good for me at the time, but I really needed to break things up, spread them out over time, and really give myself some, time to stop and breathe. And so there was some things that came up for me internally, and also externally, like beyond my control. So, and I wanted to give up like 5 times. Just the last week, I wanted to just say fuck it and get a regular ass job and get back to work and do something with myself. But I came too far. I've done a lot, and I can't give up now. And so today's topic is really about coming over adversities and setbacks and how do we handle that. So one of the things that happened to me was I was I took about a month to just study these flashcards for my exam, and I realized it was the wrong set of flashcards, and I could have cried. So I ordered a new set and started over, and I was mad. Like, I was mad. Like, how the fuck can I be so stupid? But I pushed through it, and I'm getting through the second box. But things like that happen. But how do we handle it? Do we say, you know, why does all of these things always have to happen to me? Or, how could I be so stupid? Or, and those are like the wrong questions to ask. The right questions to ask would be, what did I learn from this? Pay attention. I don't know. you know, um, but I remember a long time ago, someone once told me, not everything's a lesson. And now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, it is. Because we can be late to work every morning. So what are we going to do? Either we're going to learn to leave the house earlier, or we're going to take a different route, or, that's a lesson to be learned. And another thing that happened to me was like really out of my control, and it could have really, really damaged me, but I chose not to let it because this is my life, and I have that choice to decide whether something is going to affect me or not. And and I didn't let it, because no person, no circumstance, no situation is going to get to determine who I am, what I am, my worth, because I know I'm better than that. I know I'm worth more than that, even if it isn't, and it doesn't have to be to anybody else. I'm worth it to me. And Um, it's hard. It's hard to stay in that mindset. It's hard to get there and it's hard to stay there because people want to, just fall into that hole of why me, and don't want to admit that they have full control and the power to control their own life. Now, the thing with great power comes great responsibility. And people do not want to take responsibility for their actions or their emotions or, things like that because it's hard. So it's easy to be like, oh, this person did that to me, or oh, this thing happens to me. That's why I'm mad. But it's not. It's not like that at all. Like, I really made the decision to be like, no, that's not going to hurt me. That's not going to affect me. That's not going to throw me off track. That's not going to, it's not going to, I'm not going to let it affect me. And when I say that it's hard, to take responsibility for your own actions, because then you have to be aware of it. You have to admit to yourself that you're doing something wrong. And people don't want to do that. People, they want to be a victim. They want to be in denial. Nobody wants to tap into their emotions, because then we start finding things that we do not like. And that's why people don't do the things to heal themselves and to learn how to come over adversities and setbacks. And they don't learn how to overcome a lot of the hurt and damage that has been done to them, because then we have to think about those things. We have to think about the things that happened to us. We have to think about all these horrible situations that we might have experienced. And people don't want to do that. People don't want to admit that they need to change, or they don't want to admit that they're hurting other people. And the saddest thing about it is that a lot of the times they're well aware of it. But, some people think, well, I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me, or, you know, just whatever their reason is. And I admit, and it's hard. It's hard. And that's why I come to you like this. Because there's some days where my hair is done, my makeup's done, and I'm feeling good. And those are my better days. And sometimes it's not so good. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed of it, because I'm human, you're human, and things just fucking happen. What are you going to do about it? And you have full control to, maybe you don't have control about whether these things happen to you or not, but you full on have total control of how you handle it. So it's always important to stay in a frame of mind of just positivity. Like, it has to stay positive. It has to be like, not necessarily trying to find the positivity in the situation, but the positivity that you take from the situation. Like, how is it going to affect you? And, the lesson that I learned from it, because everything's a learning experience. And I would rather go through some hurt and some pain and some anger to learn a lesson, so that I don't have to do it again. Because once you know better, you do better, right? So, but like I said, it's hard. It's a constant. It's constant. It's not like you could do it for one day and you're good for the rest of your life. Um, but I encourage you to do it. I encourage you to do it because you feel so much better when you're done. When you felt the pain, when you felt the anger and the frustration and you acknowledged where it came from, and you let it come up and you release it and you let it go, you feel so much better, feel so much lighter. You know, that's why people, when they're really going through it and things are heavy for them and hard for them, they say they feel like the weight of the world is on their shoulders, because that's really how it feels. You know, things are heavy, and when they hurt, and when you release it and you let it go, you feel lighter. So that's why I refuse to let the flashcards and these other situations get the best of me, because I'm just full of love and light, baby. Like, and that's how I want to stay. And no outside source or circumstance or experience is going to take that from me. So I really encourage you guys to do it too. And I'm going to tell you, it's not easy. So if you're ready to get down dirty and dig up those dirty roots and get your hands dirty and cry and ask the tough questions and, you know, reach out to people that, or find people, you know, ask God to bring those people into your life, because that's what He did. I have my people that are there for me and that talk to me and listen to my stories and hear me cry. And I thank them. And I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I love all you guys. You know who you are, because I so appreciate them. And it's a tough road. It really is. And it doesn't stop. But I've been on it for a while now. I don't regret a day of it, and I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to my growth. I'm addicted to my future. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna do that. And I really encourage you guys to, you know, do it for yourself, because nobody else is gonna do it for you. No outside source, no car, no money, no job. Those are the perks of finding true happiness within yourself. You know, no relationship, especially relationships. You can't, you if you find yourself in relationship after relationship after relationship, it's because you're looking to feel something, and that's not going to happen like that. You know, it has to start within. You have to find that love for yourself. And when you find that love for yourself, you don't need it from anywhere else. You know, when you have that self-love, all those other things are just perks of it. It's you know, your little rewards after you've healed yourself and done the work and asked the tough questions and got down dirty and digged out those old ugly memories and habits and situations. So all I could say is that it's worth it. It's so worth it, because these last 2 weeks could have really broke me, and they didn't. And you know, I'm human, and I'm not here to impress you, but I'm here to express to you that you could do it. You could do it. And that's why I come to you guys like this, because I'm like right smack in the middle of it. And if I could do it, you could do it, because I've came from a deep, dark place too. And I chose the light. So I hope you guys got something from this message. And I will see you guys on the next video.